Well, everybody, what a night last night in the National Basketball Association. We had some banger matchups, obviously one of them being the New Orleans Pelicans versus the Memphis Grizzlies. New Orleans was up 13 at one point, blow a lead, and ultimately everything just straight up goes to crap. Let's be real. The New Orleans Pelicans do lose, and they are now 0-1 to start the season. So are the Atlanta Hawks. So hopefully my two teams can get a bounce back win on Friday night. That is for sure. But also, I don't know if you guys saw this, but Wemby's dunk, his block that he had, and then his three-pointer that he had, the dude can ball. The dude is going to be a great player in this NBA Association. Let's just be real when it comes to that. Wemby had a great game. Cooper Flagg's debut was last night as well. LeBron and the Lakers, Luka and the Lakers, and Steph going at it on Thursday night. Just an absolute banger of a week on Tuesday night, rather. Just so far a great week in the NBA, and it continues tonight with the Lakers, of course, with the Warriors. I keep saying the Lakers, but with the Warriors, I believe they are hosting the Nuggets, and the Oklahoma City Thunder going on the road to the Indiana Pacers. Lots of stuff happening in the NBA tonight. However, we are going to be predicting these SEC games this weekend. We're going to talk about and break them down, who I like, who I don't like, all of that stuff in today's video. But first, if you are new to the channel, you already know what to do. Leave a like, subscribe, turn that bell on, as we do our best to post on this channel every single day. If you missed my game announcement from last video, I will be, of course, at Mobile Christian High School, where the Leopards 6-2 overall, take on, of course, W.S. Neal 5-3 overall in a must-win playoff matchup. So, very curious to watch this one. Curious to see if Mobile Christian can come out on top. They need the win if they want to make the playoffs. They're number 4 in their region right now in 4A Region 1, obviously behind St. Michael's and, of course, Jackson. Those two teams are going to be hard to beat, but, again, that is kind of where we are in the playoff race. So high school football is heating up. Go follow us on X and, of course, Instagram, where we post high school sports, pretty much everything relating to sports there on those two social media pages. Like, subscribe, turn that bell on, all of that good stuff before we hop into today's video. Without further ado, let us go ahead and hop right into these SEC Week number 9 predictions. Alright, so kicking us off with a banger of a matchup on Saturday. That is Ole Miss going into Oklahoma. Ole Miss has some dogs on that team, if you're asking me. They are ranked number 8 in the country right now. Oklahoma, 13th in the nation. John Mateer, obviously, he's been back for a couple of weeks. Did struggle against Texas, but found a way to win last week. And Oklahoma is now 6-1 on the year. So is Ole Miss. This is basically a college football playoff elimination game. Let's be real on that one. Going to be a fun one there in Norman, Oklahoma. Cannot wait for it. Obviously, I'm expecting Ole Miss's offense to show up. I'm expecting Oklahoma's offense to show up as well. I think that John Mateer and the Oklahoma Sooners are the better team, but with them being so injury-prone right now, I'm going to take Lane Kiffin and the Rebels to bounce back on the road at Oklahoma. This hat's driving me nuts, by the way, so I'm going to take that off. But I'm going to take Ole Miss to get the win on the road at Oklahoma in that matchup. Next game up, of course, is the 2:30 game on ABC. That is Alabama going into South Carolina. Alabama definitely not taking South Carolina lightly this week. We all know what happened last week where they gave them a scare at home. Obviously, this year's a little different with Lenore Sellers being hurt for a little bit of the year. South Carolina not being as good as they are. Alabama, they are on a 5-ranked opponent win streak right now. Ty Simpson's been balling like a Heisman Trophy favorite right now. I like Alabama. I'm going to take them in this matchup. I expect it to be a very close game with South Carolina hosting the Crimson Tide. If this were the other way around, I think Alabama would have blown them out. But since it's at home for the Gamecocks, I'm going to take Alabama in a one-score matchup, and they will get the job done on the road at South Carolina. Next game up is the 2:30 game on ESPN, and it is where College Game Day is going to be this weekend. Vanderbilt hosting Missouri. The Commodores are the talk of the nation right now, so is Georgia Tech. Vanderbilt 6-1 on the year. Their only loss being to Alabama, who we just talked about. Been playing really good football recently. Missouri coming off of a big overtime win against the Auburn Tigers on the road. They traveled to Nashville. Diego Pavia looked really good in that game against LSU where I was. It was fantastic. The atmosphere was great. I expect it to be the same in Nashville for this one this weekend. A couple of my buddies will go to College game day, so I'm very jealous of that, but it is what it is. Vanderbilt will get the job done against Missouri. Another ranked win for the Commodores, and I truly believe that they will cement themselves as a college football playoff contender this weekend. Vanderbilt gets the huge win. They're favored at 2.5 at home. Going to be a fun one in Nashville. Vanderbilt Commodores will get the job done against the Missouri Tigers. Next game up, of course, on SEC Network is Texas going into Mississippi State. First of all, I want to say something really quick. Texas can lose this game, y'all. Mississippi State is not messing around this year. They are really a talented football team. They're 4-3 on the year right now. Obviously, they would have won that game against Florida if Blake Shapen would have thrown the interception, but it is what it is. Mississippi State looking to bounce back. They're playing a Texas team that has struggled. They struggled against Kentucky last week on the road. Another Mississippi State team that is kind of like Kentucky. They've been down in the dumps a couple of years now. Not to I guess, trash talk them for their situation that they were in. But Mississippi State, let's be real, not one of the greatest teams in the SEC as of late. 4-3 right now, though. They're rolling. I guess you would say Texas has been struggling a little bit. Give me Mississippi State here. I thought Mississippi State was going to get the win at home against Tennessee. However, I'm taking the Bulldogs to pull the upset over the Texas Longhorns and get the job done against Arch. I think he's overrated. I think Texas is not as good as they were hyped up to be. Mississippi State will get the job done at home against Texas in the upset win there. Moving on to the next game, of course, is the 11:45 matchup on SEC Network. Auburn going into Arkansas. Let's just be straight up. If Auburn loses this game, I think Hugh's gone. I really do. I hope we lose this game. I'm going to take Arkansas to win here. Arkansas is a 2.5-point favorite right now. Hugh Freeze has not been a very good coach for the Auburn Tigers. We're 3-4 on the year right now. Arkansas, they're 2-6. They played Tennessee and Texas A&M down to the wire. I expect them to kick our you-know-what. I think Arkansas gets the job done, and I think that Auburn has another loss, and they will be 3-5 in SEC play and overall in the conference. Give me the Arkansas Razorbacks as they will get the job done at home against the Auburn Tigers. Next game up, of course, is the 6:30 matchup on ABC. It's going to be a fun one in Death Valley Saturday night. Baton Rouge, LSU hosting Texas A&M in a college football playoff elimination game, if you're asking me, for the LSU Tigers. I went to one of those last year, and it didn't work out so well. So hopefully this year it will be a little bit different for the LSU Tigers and Garrett Nussmeier. Hopefully Whit Weeks is back. Hopefully Garrett Nussmeier is a little bit better than what he was on the road at Vanderbilt. If he played like he did against Vandy, then LSU's going to lose. Texas A&M is a very good football team. LSU's going to have to play near perfect ball to get the win. I don't think they do. I think Marcel Reed, Texas A&M, walks into Baton Rouge and beats them for the first time since they came and joined the SEC. Give me the A&M Aggies, the number 3 team in the nation, to get the job done on the road in Death Valley on Saturday night. And then, of course, to close us out, we got Tennessee, Kentucky. Always a fun matchup, fun little rivalry matchup. Give me the Tennessee Volunteers. They squeaked by Arkansas. I don't think they'll have any issue with this Kentucky Wildcats team. Joey Aguilar can play really good football, right? That Tennessee Vanderbilt game for a college football playoff elimination is going to be so much fun. I cannot wait for it. But Tennessee's got to get past the Kentucky Wildcats. Obviously, we know what happened with them in Texas this past weekend. They could do the same thing against Tennessee, but they're going to have to play near perfect football game like LSU is going to have to do against Texas A&M. With that being said, Tennessee will get the job done on the road to close us out on an SEC Saturday night. But that is going to do it for, of course, today's second video. Let me know what you thought of my SEC predictions in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, turn that bell on as we do our best to post on this channel every single day. Thank you all so much for watching this one. I'll see you all in the next one, and peace out.